from John, because this is Stormy Daniels. I haven't talked about Stormy Daniels. We'll try to get to the other questions next week. With respect to the Stormy Daniels issue, do you feel President Trump should go on the attack and say, yes, he did have sex with her and discovered to his dismay she was lousy in the sack, call it sad, demand an investigation of the porn industry for false advertising? This might trigger Chuck Schumer to tearfully defend Stormy Daniels' boudoir skills and claim that Trump's statement jeopardizes the mental health of millions of men who depend on the veracity of scenes depicted in porn. Sincerely, John. So out of all of that, what I took away is the question, should Trump come clean about the affair, if indeed he had the affair? One thing we learned in recent days is that during her interview, Stormy Daniels was high on sleeping meds. She was high on cough syrup or something, Benadryl. So that doesn't speak well of her. We know that she's lied. She's signed documents saying that this didn't happen, and then she said it did happen, and this and that. So her word isn't credible anyway. But let's just say it did happen. Let's say, the thing I found so shocking about the 60 Minutes interview is that Donald Trump only did it once. I would have expected maybe a repeat visit, but again, I think you alluded to that question in your question. No, I don't think Donald Trump should admit this. I don't think he should talk about it. I don't think he should acknowledge it. He shouldn't admit this. This is not a matter of great national importance. It's a good attack, which is why Democrats are using it. Let's make a comparison to Bill Clinton. There really isn't one, but in the case of Bill Clinton, he harassed his 20-year-old intern, his employee in the Oval Office. He got creative with cigars in the people's house. Donald Trump isn't accused of doing that. Donald Trump is accused of having a one-night stand with a porn star 12 years ago, a dozen years ago. So I don't see why he should bring it up. I don't see why he should talk about it. I suppose it would be better if he lived this upright life and, was father knows best and everything. That isn't Donald Trump. It's not the man we elected. We knew it going in. As I suggest, I think the majority of his supporters will say, he only once? I thought he was Donald Trump. I thought they would have dragged that out for a while. The reason not to admit this, too, there's an old expression in the Italian-American culture, which is deny till you die. Deny, don't admit it, don't. And I'm not making a moral judgment on that. Obviously, we want the truth above all things. But Donald Trump doesn't need to dignify these stupid questions and these scintillating headlines and attacks with his time and with his speech. People who admit to this type of bad behavior go down. Kevin Spacey is the example of this. He kind of admitted to it, and then they killed him for it. All these other guys, Ben Affleck's accused of it, this guy, that guy, those who are accused of it and are able to just kind of say, nope, I'm not talking about this, pushing it away, they don't go down. So forget about it. This isn't about adultery. This isn't about anything. It isn't about Russia. It isn't about adultery. It isn't about the Women's March. It isn't about guns. It isn't about this. It isn't about this. It's about attacking Donald Trump.